Okay, okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to Disco Elysium. Um, let's see. Still need to do a few things like press this button, press this button, and final button here. And that should be it. We're ready to go. How are you all feeling today? Okay, oh wait, I have something that I need to change quickly. Um, let's see if this works. I added a new command. Let's try that again. It is not working, is it? Of course it isn't. Okay, that should be enough for now. I'll fix that later so it actually works. But we're not here for that now. Massive delay. Hello, thank you. Um, okay. Yeah. All right then. Now let's get started. Oh yeah, I should probably shrink myself to a more reasonable size. All right. Let's continue then. Let's see. What do we have on our mission list? Wash up the death smell. We still need the lieutenant with us, so we'll have to do that another day. This one needs to be ready in 8 hours, so that one isn't ready yet. Find working class husband. Find David's speed and sniff it. Sniff the speed. Run number on the victim's armor. Oh yeah, let's call her back. Let's call Alice back.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay, let's pick up the radio again. Yeah.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Alice, this is Firewalker. Reconnect me to the... No, not 41st. Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Bétancourt, sur la Clé in 42.
Okay.
It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict.
Uh-huh.
So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person who it was issued. Okay.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
Yes, please do try. It's imperative that we learn whose armor this was.
Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Yeah, 41st.
Right.
10-4, come in. Firewalker.
Oh, yeah, bye.
Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Sorry, okay. Let's see. I'm not ready to tell them yet. I'm not. They don't need to know. They don't have to know I lost my gun. I don't even know why I went in that store. I've got nothing to look for there. Gourmet plate, yeah. Find out who's the driver, lady driver, and where's her lorry. Let's see. Follow me, Kim. How's my thought cabinet, by the way? Damn. I love the art from the art cabinet, though. It's my new background. I actually have it as, like, my background, and I am genuinely considering buying one of those massive prints of the artwork to have it hang in my room, because I think it would fit my room so cool. I want it so bad. That's the thing. I really want it. I saw I could buy like a high quality, like a metal print and hang that on my wall here. Like near the couch. Oh my god, what I really want that. Suicide of Kara's muzzle. Let's try this out. I've never had this one before. Guess that's life, right? You try things out. Yeah. Or I could look it up. Okay, let's just do it. Worst case scenario, we can always forget things. And, Kim, what are you doing all the way there? Don't you want to stand next to me? Aren't we buddies? Aren't we besties? Aren't we friends? You, what do you know? Have I already talked to you about the lady driver? Probably.
Make way for the master poet.
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I haven't seen her around. Do you know who this lady driver is?
I don't want to talk about that.
Jeez, why? Do you know something? What is it?
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the truck date. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do?
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
Uh-huh. So does that mean you still don't know? I mean, she's the only lady in that case, kind of. With one exception, that is a kind of weird one.
It's true. We would of course lie, but a kind heart is tricky.
Who is this person? What is her name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Uh-huh. Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Who care? I care, actually. It's my job, kind of, here to care. I don't want to care, but here we are, caring. Okay, what does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Okay.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
That's a lot of changing.
Then she may have dyed it again.
When did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Believe us, it really is.
I just can't, man. I'm not naive.
You said she's troubled? How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
Snitches get stitches! It's not snitching, it's just a few questions.
It's snitching, man. I know what it is.
I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
I'll be right back. I'm back and my TV is off. Okay. There we have it. I'm back, by the way. Alright then, let's continue.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind,
Her mind?
the way it worked, the trouble it was giving her.
It's not good to have a troubled mind. Apparently, because if you have a troubled mind, you start staring into some kind of area, and then suddenly things start growing out of proportion, and you start staring to the sides, and everything starts delaying, and you just wanna get rid of some of the unnecessary filters that you placed. In hopes of making things easier for you. But then it doesn't get easier because for some reason it just won't calibrate. And then when it does, you fall to the sides. And for some reason it says it's confident in scanning your face. And then your face is upside down. And yeah, you need to get the model to actually work with you for once. Sorry, I have no idea if that made sense at all. Alright, let's get me some smaller. Yeah, so that's that, I guess. And let's
The
continue.
pain it was causing her.
When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay?
Okay.
There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be aggressive.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
It's just I saw a person who knew answers, and you know, I decided to ask.
One of them you haven't even questioned yet. Maybe the third driver knows something.
Wait, who haven't I questioned?
Now
yet?
is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
Nah, I'll torp it. Wait, yeah, how about this? Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? 'Cause she's on the edge, man.
I wouldn't be so sure, Tommy. Imagine it. An explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money, and machines.
Thank you, Tommy, for activating my suicidal thoughts. I thought I had them repressed, but you brought them out again. What have you done? Fine, I will drop the matter for now.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
Okay, that's all for now. I can always come back to you and force you later if all else fails.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. No, this one is a monster in disguise.
Damn.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Where am I? Who are you?
Wait. Bonjour, je suis Polizei. That's the Polizei part I said in German. A terrible German at that. Je suis the fucking pigs. I was actually hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Where's her accent from? Wait, what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Where else would you be then? When else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
Who's Gabriel Buenguero? Gabriel Buenguero. Buenguero. Gabriel Buenguero.
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Buenguero, okay. Buenguero.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
Okay.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
Okay, so I take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Sorry to interrupt your daydreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Someone just unfollowed.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Okay. Right, I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Oh, okay.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Show me the soles of your boots.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Sheriff. It's important police business, ma'am.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots, made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There's no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37, tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Wait, what do you mean it was the coronation of Franco Negro?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Herife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
There's a carnival.
As she says, carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
Kim, she's not the old soul. These are not the boats that made the prince.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
Alright, thank you for now.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Uh-huh. Alright. Wook. I thought for a second this dude just started barking. I read woof woof woof. And I'm like, dude, why are you barking? This is for workers, not dogs.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
Kind of stickers and insignia.
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of
I already
peculiar
went through all
paraphernalia.
this.
Proclamations about the back end of the cabin, a book with ragged edges catches your notice.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
Alright, let's see if it comes in handy now, because apparently there's
Looking for something?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots.
yeah.
He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Let me see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers, huh? Sure thing. Check them out.
Alright, let's look at the sole.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern. The wind howls over the Bay of Revachol, a cascade of cold air flowing through the city streets. Those same streets have left their share of scuff marks on the underside of your green snakeskin shoes.
Is that a map of Revachol?
It sure is.
Where do you get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
But why?
For when the invasion comes.
Oh.
The last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
Well, I mean, I thought it was a cool idea, but now you're making it sound a little bit less cool. If you ever need something made uncool, add racism. You know, that... It was genuinely a cool idea. Okay, imagine just having like, especially like a custom sole. Okay, I had an idea, but then I realized it probably won't work. But like, imagine having a QR code or something, so every time you step on it, you leave a QR code behind. But it wouldn't work because like you need like genuinely something more scannable than an imprint, so it wouldn't work. But there is an idea here. You can have your like the ads, like your profile names, you can have like your socials in your soul, so that you just like, if someone walks past your footprints, they're like, wait, what the fuck? There's a channel name here. I would love that.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
What is this invasion anyway? You do understand you're stomping on Revachol every day, don't you?
No, it's not like that. You don't get it. It's when I kick them, you know? Oh, fuck it. It's too complex for you.
Jesus. You just didn't like the fact that I found a flaw in your logic. Alright. I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up, where's the lady driver?
I don't know what you're talking about.
First you knew Slang didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Then why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
Actually, we do.
No. He means la puta madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West.
Alright.
Yeah, him.
Cross arms and nod.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
Alright. I'll say nothing. I'll let Kim handle the situation.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Alright, let's go.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
I'm coming for you.
Time to turn up the volume.
Show me her lorry right fucking now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I'm gonna fuck you for the rest of my life, you understand? I've been to your fucking lorry. I know where it is. I'm gonna burn it down, you hear me?
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
And where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Right. I'm going. Fuck you. Honkin. Very slow, pissed off walk towards the lorry. Okay, we're out of scene. We can run now. We can run! Run out of excitement. Oh, wait, no! Go down here! Let's go.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
One way to find out. Let's try picking the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers.
Let's try the door handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
How are we going to get this open, Kim?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really? Good idea.
I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
Alright, let's go.
Pry bar in hand, you take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass.
Did not expect that.
Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
I'm sorry, physical instrument. I did my best.
Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
Ah. The window appears to be shatterproof.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
I just got... That hurt my pride. Have you seen how tall I am? Have you seen how big I am? And I love Kim, okay, right? But have you seen how not me he is? I got outshined by that. I got out physical instrumented by Kim. Alright. Just open the door from the inside. Nice.
Mm-hmm. It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
Let's
The
open the door.
smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Let's study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera, too.
Enough of the posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Let's examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
What else is here?
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat.
Let's check the panels.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern of the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
The lieutenant's eyes light up behind his prescription lens. The missing 8 heart, and she's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful.
Now we know for certain who is the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Those jerks. Definitely. I think the entire union is involved. Maybe even all of Martinez.
We should talk with Titus, see what he's got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
Let's pull out the pull-out
A
toolbox.
metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Périphérique? That word sounds oddly familiar.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
Well, yeah, no, that's not a hangover. That's called math.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes.
Alright, let's close the door.
You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Yeah.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation.
It's gonna mean a lot of work, isn't it?
I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Oh.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
What about the movie posters? Do they factor into all of this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabinet.
Yes, well...
Homosexual underground. So it turns out this is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them to other ends as extra ammunition.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Wait, did I just... Well, let's go to Joyce. We don't. We actually have some things to do. Hey, One Night, how you doing? Yeah, I'm having an alright stream. Lurk time, thank you for lurking. Doing good, just got off work. Cozy PJs and a blanket time. Oh, that sounds amazing. I always have these warm socks.
Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman and the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these located? These eyes located?
It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask,
thank you for
will
that
there be an
hydrate
official
relief.
investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Wait, what decision? In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it, if I may ask. Will there be an official investigation? I assume discovery is an operation. No, let the... Okay, yes, I should decide. I will be the dominant here.
Exactly. But what?
Whatever I say, there's nothing here.
I don't believe that for one moment, officer. I'm just going to assume that departmental regulations prevent you from saying anything more. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. Now it's my turn.
I had no reason to lie, and I only did it just because I could.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
What was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
That doesn't sound good.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor, as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker.
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
I will have to say this is not disco. Maybe the investigations can team up, share resources and intelligence.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Seekim, this is the great bloodletting I've been telling you about. I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing? I think the confrontation is inevitable. Seekim, this is the great bloodletting I've been telling you about.
It appears you found it, yes. And I'm not happy for you.
I think the confrontation is inevitable.
It doesn't have to be like this. Nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia. One single, concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Can you tell me about Crenel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in 3rd or 4th world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you tell the could you contact the company, tell them to call them off?
I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Fuck.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Wait, you said the deceased assaulted the woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel.
This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive, yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre,
Lely.
most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Alright.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased's.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Vigilantes, the RCM, get its authority from the Coalition. Where does theirs come from?
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand down.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Let's roll the dice. Come on.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Alright then.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be goon in filling the worker close by the harbour gates and the scab leader. One is probably in the building overlooking the roundabout.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel.
And another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks.
That's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Now can you tell me about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Okay, let's look at her expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in a sky.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one's going nowhere but the morgue. I've spoken to him. For now the soul is fastened inside his corpse. This one has flown quite far by now. Nowhere. There is no soul. Spoken to him. For now the soul is fastened inside his corpse.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
What travels did the dead men make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Plateau, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
What is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
I need information. You're right, not a good idea. I need information.
Do what you have to do, detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Thank you. That's all for now. Ooh. Oh, red.
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
Taola? What time?
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
That's some terrifying poetry. Jeez. Taola, what is that?
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli Osidien. Echondes Fronisin.
Dude, je ne parle pas français. Ich spreche keine Deutsch. Nani? How many other languages do I know that I can tell this dude that I'm confused? But you gotta admit, that's the most terrifying poetry ever. What language even is this? Wait, when did this countdown begin?
Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
This is because of the insane world ending? I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
Am I sure it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
I'm a little afraid.
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos.
I still want to know what language this is. Jeez.
Perhaps. Just a thought. This has something to do with the hangover.
Thank you, Felician. I need to think that. But I do think the world might end soon.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
All right. We're doomed. We're fucked. And yeah. Let's, because I've never had this. The Cope of the Apocalypse. Is that the one that I just had? That's the one I just got, right? Yeah, sure. Cup of the Apocalypse. I'm the cup of the apocalypse. Kneel before me.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Alright, let's see. Hey, broken window.
G'day to you, officers.
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some of that salami?
Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Thank you.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Let's push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind.
Release the lever.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way. Isn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Wait, what
A
happens if I
rusting
do it
control
again?
panel. This panel usually closes. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever. Isn't there a sign over?
Alright, it was worth a try because they changed it from just pull the lever to pull the lever again. So, why can't they just open this thing then? Delta Logistics Company? Alright, let's go down. Because the next thing on our agenda is... Let's go to Evart, Claire. Let's, you know what, follow his thing. Because I honestly really want my gun back, and I'm starting to assume that this is the only way. It doesn't have to be my own gun, just I need a gun. You know, what's a cop gonna do without his gun? Die, that's the answer. I'm going to die. Alright, Evart, you've got me.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I opened the door you asked me, can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
I may have gone inside and seen a collection of racist mugs.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition.
Rainbow Coalition.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
The mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found something similar mugs in the trash with the hangman's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Ah, the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
Oddly, it seems to be true.
But this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody.
Why did I say killers
Just
that
your
way?
Basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
Great, you made a great sergeant.
Would he? I'm not so sure about it.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
I've heard you had a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, Burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
The village elephant must be protected. Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
They move the container.
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
That would be fun.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Wait, so the whole neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
Sir, you sound a lot like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
You mentioned the lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
There was a bullet in the hanged man's head. In the hanged man's head.
So they shot him?
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
How did you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Cornell. This time. I might have been a settlement before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
The remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal to take on the Hardys.
Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem too worried about it.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly.
Oh, definitely.
He wants you to do more things for him before.
Damn it. Tell me about the Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary Union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
I do like those things. Everhard, I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me? Sorry, there's a delay in my voice and it's throwing me off. Everard, I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
Good.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Wait, why are you giving this to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Okay, well, I'm just taking it
The
then.
lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled.
What am I supposed to do? If someone hands you money, you take money, okay? He didn't tell me, like, oh, this is for something shady that you've got to do. You know? If someone gives me money, I'll take the money. If they later ask me, like, oh, you know, I gave you money, we're friends now, you have to do this. I'm like, no, fuck you, you gave me money. You didn't tell me what for. If you want to make an arrangement, tell me beforehand.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions?
Good talk. Let's conclude for now.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Okay, you know, you can group people in whatever. You know, what? I don't even know what qualifies as a social democrat. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm not good at political terms. I'm a man of the left. I'm a patriot of Revachol. That actually sounds... Isn't that more right? I don't know, left from right. You're right not to trust me. I take care of me. I'm a hustler. I grind. I'm a money engineer. No, so that's capitalism, I believe. Is it? I don't know. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. This is another corrupt scheme, isn't it? I'm neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me to do. But you know what? We need to get this man on our side. Yes. I'm the leftist.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you.
Damn it.
You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
Yeah. Should be getting something better.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Why roller skates?
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Where is this place exactly?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Fine, if I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
What's in the container outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the Kvalsund crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch.
I know.
Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Good idea, Rhetoric. Good idea. We're going to talk to a container. Could you please open the door, sir? Can we go over a few details concerning the murder again?
Most certainly, Harry.
Oh, never mind. Let's see.
Nothing bright by all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
I just finished investigating the local drug trade.
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business.
Actually, Rivershell doesn't have a mayor.
Everard, I'm going to have to leave now, but we might talk later.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
Auf Wiedersehen! Alright, let's go to Titus. But first, container.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here.
Been
If
in the
anything,
world
it
for 2
seems to have
days.
grown slightly.
Erratic yet thorough. Alright, let's whilst highly unlikely, let's see if there's anything that can help with rhetoric. No.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened, and as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with the rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
I'm not losing my mind. You know, that stuff like that happens nowadays. You can open things by asking it. You can I have lights, or like the lights in my parents' house. You just say like, hey, lights in the kitchen, turn yourself on, and then they'll turn on. So you can use rhetoric for stuff.
Night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. This is the night watchman.
I can't go in. Alright, fine. Should we try the punch clock? We can.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you.
Alright. Let's get close. Wait, which one was it again?
The already familiar cold touch of
interfacing. Nothing that removes it, but let's try again.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic. Well, it's unclear whether you actually have. Sure, why not? Muscle memory is a tricky thing. Nothing tricky about that. You just do, fail, repeat until it works. All it takes is motivation and practice.
Yeah, I hope so. Alright, let's go further down. Oh, money! Wait, okay, let's get to that money that I missed. There. Probably ain't much, but money is money. It adds up. Where do we go now? Let's check. What I still need to do. Track down badge, send victim processing, smell of death, Hardy Boys. Yeah, the Hardy Boys. I already died twice to this, so, you know, I gotta be safe. But first, I will do a quick break. I'll be right back. Hello. Hello. I'm back. I hope you're all doing well.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
You betcha, Titus. I just found a bullet in the hanged man's head.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's a little logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
I see no flaw in that logic.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
That all makes sense.
Sire, it It would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
I'm gonna ask you again. Why was this in the victim's head?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Yeah, I do.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Don't worry, we'll figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
Well, how about we make you for once?
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Oh, that's still low. Me and Everard talked. He promised you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature, guys. Everard sent word right.
Yeah, I heard him. Now fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word.
The boss man's word.
Let me state this very clearly, capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his lips. This guy is a born leader.
I want to talk about the hanging again.
Again. Just
Good one, Titus.
Oh, well, Nate.
about fucking time.
Guess what? I've connected you to a local drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
No, you do the honors. You've earned it.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
This is disgusting. You're admitting to profiting off your own, off of poisoning your own people. Good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least this way, you have control over it. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there. You know what? Let's side with him for once.
Thank you. Theoretically, of course.
Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all.
I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional. Now, was there anything else? I was sorta gonna get my brewski on.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
The 8 Hardy. The one who's missing. She runs things, right?
My answer is... fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Oh, this is getting better. I talked to Joyce. The mercs you hand? His friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Nervous, snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline present.
Yes, they are forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
Do you know that the single 70s giant hornet can kill 40 bees in a minute?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bees. They're the hornets.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
This colonel is bad news. You know that, right?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals, special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or Barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
These mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. Weapons?
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
See what? That they don't?
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Joyce said they've gone rogue. Nobody is controlling them.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
Okay, they're going to IP the fuck out, Titus. I'll be on your side when they come, because I also don't like these other people. But...
Yeah? Just try not to get in the way when the whoop-ass flies open.
Alright, let's go for it.
Establish authority.
Damn it!
Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's it, that's all I've got.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
God damn it. I already tried the gun thing, but everyone wants me to do the gun thing again. Let's, yeah, let's do that.
Why?
Let's this time back out.
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
Wait, what? Who? Me? What is it?
Yes, you. Stop talking out loud. You sound like you're unraveling.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun, not after the last time.
The fuck is happening, Titus?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Just, there's no other way.
Silence. He tilts his head to the side, inspecting you. A brief moment passes. Then, the pressure in the room grows to a boiling point.
Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
I'm gonna point it at them.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
These are my thoughts. This is my head.
What in the name of mother?
The fuck is he? Some insane
Nothing. Give me the gun.
Fellas.
No, that is not what is happening. This show is unnecessary.
He's not gonna.
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. No. Give it to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. It's not too late. You can still spin this as some kind of tactic. There will be no spinning. Do the honest thing. Pull the trigger.
Damn it. Is there no backing out? Oh, yeah, here, all the way underneath.
Thank you. Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up?
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
He's smart. What if I've already done it? The fucking whore left me. I know it.
Do not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men. Do not expect them to forget it soon either.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue. Jogging around seems to have a positive effect on you.
Yes. Get the serotonin running. Keeps those bad thoughts away.
Electrochemistry being nice, like wise for once. Giving good advice. Okay, well first, sorry.
Sounds like you're the suicide cop, with his finger on the eject button, ready to let go of this life. But guess what? You idiot. You've got the bullet, but no gun. You've made such a big show out of it too. You feel like everyone basically expects you to do it now.
Yeah.
It would be the honorable thing to do. It would really show them. Show her too.
Suicide Cop does have a ring to it. I should think about it, but only a little.
Oh yes. It would be so sweet to taste the barrel once more. That sour metal.
No.
Maybe there is a way. Not yet, but stick with it. Keep going dark, and it'll finally click.
Okay, yes, I just unlocked suicide.
What in the name of hell was that supposed to be? The theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it.
Yes, I want to talk about it as well.
Yes, well, I was able to recontextualize it as a dark joke. I will not be able to recontextualize it the next time. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to understand that was too extreme. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can.
I wish to embrace the gloaming ahead of times. The undoing of atoms called to me.
The gloaming? Now, that's exactly what we can't have. Couldn't have put it better myself. I will need to recontextualize the hell out of that. Now let's go. And let's keep guns out of our mouth. And not say anything about any gloaming or anything like that.
Kim, what would I do without you? Alright, let's try that again.
It's you again. What is it?
Hey, Titus. I'm here to establish my authority.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men. Sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority here.
Huh?
You must be. You're just like the real cops. Drinking beer, sitting around with your dicks in your hands.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
No, I'm drunk on the job too. I don't give a shit. Just like you guys.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So, what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
It's not about who did it. It's about the victim. She needs help.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's Amonju with an O-U.
Shit. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Well, shall I go with it? Sure. No check shall be untouched. But, just be safe.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Thank you, we'll talk to her.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
I'm going to take off now. It's time to buy me meds. I don't want to die. Oh wait, yeah, Kim, what is it? I'm dying here of sadness.
What was that?
What was what?
You looked strange when he mentioned the assault victim's name. Do you know that woman?
No.
Officer, before we interview this woman, is there something I should know?
He's not leaving you a lot of room to back off from this.
I met her in the hallway after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
I asked her where we are, what city this is, maybe even what year, something like that.
That's clearly your interrogation technique. Anything else?
She knows I did some pretty crazy stuff before I passed out, that I partied hard and not very mentally healthy.
So she overheard you? Or did you party together?
So this is what it feels like to be interviewed.
Fun.
I wouldn't say it is.
She overheard me listening to music and doing weird things from her room. I'm the one next to yours. Or it's the one next to yours.
Anything else?
She knows I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
I tried to hit on her.
Understood.
It went pretty okay, I guess.
It doesn't matter how it went, officer. What else?
I didn't rape
What
her.
you're saying is, you raped her?
Ice is forming on the inside of your chest cavity. Cold sweat trickles down your neck.
No.
Then, don't ever say that again. What else?
Nothing, let's move on.
We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing.
You feel fortified by his assurance.
Oh, thank God.
It's going to be alright.
I still want my meds, though.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better.
Yeah, clash it. And then we can go to the smoker.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired. Control.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open.
Miss Oranje Disco Dancer. A lot of bottles.
Welcome to the roof.
Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view we've got here.
It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
You mentioned a cleaning lady? I think I need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
It has.
They also say it's why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
Things are only getting easier for me. I'm a policeman. Do 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 do.
That is not actually what a police siren sounds like.
I know it doesn't sound like a deranged cop, Kim.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
What could she be thinking of? It's hard to say. Her shoulders are relaxed, her eyes on the cigarette.
What is your name, miss? For the record?
Clausier Amandou.
Classier. I'm just gonna call you Clasia. Is that alright?
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent.
Are you from Oranje?
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
What is Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
A bad memory of what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass, duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. A night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
What's that?
Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
What is Oranese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
Oranese lit. What do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How do you make money then? Money is important.
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit.
Being what?
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
Miss Oranje 37?
Miss Aranye, now there is something you should linger on.
Wouldn't it be inappropriate to linger?
All things considered, very. Now linger.
What is Miss Oranje 37?
It's a beauty pageant, held in the year of our century 37, in Oranje.
She was 14 at the time.
What is a beauty pageant?
It's a competition for stupid girls. Men look at them and choose the most beautiful.
What is beauty?
When you have the fewest deviations from the norm. I've been told it's a type of mediocrity that I possess.
So you're stupid and mediocre? So you were the most beautiful?
Yes. And for that, I got a crown and a sash, and a scepter, and a scholarship to study Oranese lit.
You were 14?
Indeed.
Her voice is indifferent to the number.
Cool.
Full disclosure, I was Miss Teen Oranje 37. The pageant was discontinued recently.
Could we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
How do I know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss.
Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street, and I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom.
There are plenty of other reasons for hiding your documents from the law.
That's not why you hid it, though.
It's also why I hid it.
Why, yes.
I'm an unpopular girl. There are people back home who don't like me. If they show up, I'm in a hurry. The kind of hurry where you can't afford to not find your documents. But don't worry, this has nothing to do with your investigation.
What kind of people are these? The ones you don't like? That don't like you, I mean?
I would love to change the subject. It's not important. Unless I'm some kind of suspect.
No, we've just come to talk.
Phew.
Okay, then.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
Thank you. That's it for the record.
The record. So official.
Nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
What are you doing here in the whirling in rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here in Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
You came to the right place. You're too young to call yourself a disco has-been.
I'm really not.
I have other questions for you.
Okay.
They tell us you were raped.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
Actually, it's evening, miss.
Is it? It is evening. Time flies, man.
So were you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Titus asked you to spice things up. For us?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
Are you sure you weren't raped?
I'm 89% sure.
Got it. 89 is good enough. Moving on.
Cool.
No need to question the other 11%.
She sincerely thinks it's very cool of you.
What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
You mean like a birthday party?
Yes. We made balloon animals, drank lemonade, inflated a bouncy castle.
That sounds good. Did you rim the lemonade glasses with sugar? I like to do that.
Yeah, I love that too. We frosted the glasses, I unwrapped my bike. There was a petting zoo with little white rabbits.
Oh, I love little white rabbits. Really?
I would like it to have been that way, but it wasn't.
How was it?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked it.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
You were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs. At the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Must have been hard for you, seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
The call reporting the hanging, that was you?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
The caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it? How?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline.
Make it through all the trouble.
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age? Eyes, age. Wait, let me just check something.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about it. I don't know.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
I've also seen him in a dream.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She sees them in each other's arms.
You're in each other's arms?
Yes. And then he's dead. His mouth agape.
I see him as me.
She dips the cigarette in the lighter's flame and inhales, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
Funny.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
Hey, we all dreamed of him. That's like a group bonding thing. This means we're officially going to become a threesome. Okay, what did they hang him for, if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was...
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theatrecraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
Where were you when this happened?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Thank you for telling all of this. Miss?
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
I had something else before we go, a little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Let's talk about this so-called assault.
Not my favorite topic, but okay.
Okay, no.
How about
never
we,
mind.
change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
I need to talk to you about your room again.
Yeah? I'm wintering.
How long have you been?
About 4 months. Funky town. All right.
Let's return to this later, miss.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then, past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Rank up for perception, raise to 5. Speed gives 1 psychic. Okay. Interesting. I thought I got finger on the eject button. Did I just turn that down? I think I did. Well, next time. Next time will be the
Looks
suicide
like we have
call.
more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys.
You
Half
think this...
their reasoning just went out the window.
Do you think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
She seems candid. Something's off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
Where does this lead to?
I don't know. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
You think this is important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers.
Tap on the roof with your foot.
A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
Maybe the door below is a mega investigation. Is a mega investigation.
No, still a mini investigation.
Alright, let's go. Yes. Bust that door.
Something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound.
Nice.
Filling you with a belief in your own body.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like the property damage wasn't in vain, at least. Would it hurt to look in?
Let's see.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within the last last week or two.
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer, the Blue Door was a mega investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, which I would say is quite large.
Okay, let's move on. Let's return to this later. We have a date with a smoker on the balcony. Oh, first door. Then stairs. Then go through here. Then all the way to the... How long have you been reading, miss? To this door. Oh, that's a nice skull. Not gonna lie. Okay.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. No one answers.
We should return in the evening, at 9 p.m. the earliest.
Ah, okay, so we have some time. You know what? What if we'll save this for the next time? You know. Save it here, and then tomorrow we can start meeting our smoking friend. I hope you all had a great day, great evening, great night. I don't know what time zone you're from, but regardless, I hope you had a great whatever you had, and thank you so much for tuning in. Perfect timing, autosave. Well, that is a sign, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day. And I hopefully see you in the next stream. Bye.